Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and today we're going to be making the free Lisa cardigan pattern by Seamwork. I am so excited about this cardigan. I am going to be making it with this beautiful fabric from Boho Fabrics. I'll attach the link to the pattern and the fabric in the comment box below, so you make sure go grab them and come back and sew it up with me. Let's get started. Before I get started, I just wanted to mention, I wanted to thank everybody for all your love and support and all the beautiful comments you left behind. I literally just got back from being in North Carolina for like a week and a half. We were helping with hurricane relief there, and I know that a lot of you shared some really sweet messages and comments. I am glad to be back and in my sewing room again to sew, and I'm so happy that you're here with me sewing along. So let's get started. All right, time to get started. I've got my cuffs, I've got my front facings, I've got my back facing, I got my, oh no, I'm sorry, that's my neck facing. This is just an extra piece that I don't need. I've got my two fronts, I've got my sleeves, and I've got my back. No, I'm sorry, this is my back, this is my two fronts. So I'm gonna start by sewing at the shoulders. Actually, you can start by, if you are going to add reinforcement where your buttons go, you may wanna grab your front pieces and add some interfacing here at this little area where the buttons are gonna go. That's gonna help it for the buttonholes not to come apart or whatever. And I will add a little strip of interfacing there, but I'm gonna start sewing, and then after I sew this step, I'm gonna cut out some interfacing and just like add a strip where my buttonholes and my buttons are gonna go. It will get covered by your facing. So it's, I was like worried, are you gonna be able to see it on the inside? Like if your sweater flips open, you won't, because you'll have the interfacing there to cover it up. So then what we're going to do is we're gonna grab our sweater front, and we're gonna place it right sides together on top of the sweater back, and we're gonna match those shoulder seams. Oh, I get a lot of questions about sizing. I am a size medium usually for tops, and I am making a size 8 cardigan today. I kind of measured myself, and that is the size that I felt like I fit into. The pattern has really good information on like how much ease it's on the pattern and all that stuff. So you can go ahead and read through that and decide for yourself what size, but I know that I get a lot of questions about that. So yes, I'm making a size 8 is the size I'm making. So I'm sewing this right sides together, and I'm going to be using my serger to sew this up here to finish up those edges, but you can sew a stretch stitch on your sewing machine or however you want to sew it up. Remember, I'm using a stretch fabric, so this is the reason why I'm going to be using my serger. Once I sew those up, I'm going to put that interfacing on there. I'm just going to apply interfacing by steaming it. I'm also going to grab my back facing and my front facings and make sure that they're facing the right way. So they're supposed to be facing each other. If I place it right side up, they're going to be facing each other. That's not right side up. This is it. So they'll face each other like so. And you want to make sure that it's the right, you're using the top correctly, because if it's not, so let's see, this should be wrong sides together. So this is one side. So this is the top here. So this should be the other side. Ooh, so see, good thing I looked at it because I was putting it on there. Oh no, this is the right side. Okay, hold on, let me make sure it's all. Okay, so if you're looking here, they're even, right? So these are the right side up. So we're just gonna match them right side down here. You wanna make sure that they are matching right sides together, and you wanna make sure that they are going to come into the inside. So you may have to measure them or mark what's the top and what's the bottom, because they look kind of similar. And I think actually in the pattern there's a notch that I did not mark that would help. But see how it comes in, and it's a little bit shorter here, longer up here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not lying to you. I want to make sure I wasn't lying to you. And if we look at the actual pattern here as well, so here's my shoulder, here's my front. If I fold it, you can tell that the bottom piece is shorter than the top area. The bottom of the cardigan is longer from the center front than the top. So that kind of helps me realize that the piece is supposed to be like this because this is longer, this is shorter. I'm just trying to figure it out in my brain so I don't do it incorrectly. Okay, so I'm gonna sew those together. I'm gonna sew these together, shoulder seams, and I'm going to grab some interfacing and I'm going to add it to the bottom wrong side of my cardigan right here where my buttons are gonna go and where my buttonholes are gonna go. So I'm gonna get some interfacing for here and for here. So let's go do that. As I'm gonna attach the interfacing, because I'm using this sweater knit, which is really kind of thick, and you know, this is always a good tip to do when you're sewing, is see how it's kind of wrinkly here? You wanna go ahead and give it a little bit of a steam with your iron so you can help those fibers go back to their original. And be really careful, depending on what fabric you're using, that you're not gonna burn your fabric. So you wanna do it like nicely and lightly and slowly, and I give it a good steam. It kind of helps those fibers go back to normal and avoid all that, you know, kind of waviness here. All right, once I've attached that interfacing for the buttons and sewn the shoulders, we can go ahead and go on to attach the neck facing. We're gonna match up the back facings. Now, if you want to, you can finish off the raw edges of the inside of your the outside of your facing. I'm not gonna finish that up because when I top stitch my facing, I think it'll be just fine. This knit is not fraying or anything like that, so I think it won't matter. But I'm attaching the facing right sides together. So you're gonna match up. There's some notches to match up here on your facing, and we're going all the way across the front and around the neck area. And we're going all the way around. All right, I'm gonna sew that all together, all the way around to go all the way around. But at the same time, I'm going to attach my sleeve because I like to do things all at the same time. So I'm gonna grab my sleeve. I did mark with a clip, with a snip, what my front and my back is. So this is my back right here. So I wanna make sure that I'm matching the back of my sweater with the back, right sides together, matching at that center notch first, and then going down the front, right sides together, all the way down, and then right sides together again towards the back. And you are going to lightly stretch that sleeve to fit all the way down. This is such an easy sew. This would make a great present for like the holidays and stuff like that. I think it would be so easy to make because of two reasons. Because it is a quick and easy sew, but it's super cute. But also because of it being a cardigan, I think you can be kind of loose on your sizing. So like if you're not 100% sure, you want to make something for someone, but sometimes it's kind of hard knowing what size they fit into and all this stuff. But with like a cardigan, you can kind of be like more loose about what size they actually fit into because it's a little bit oversized. It can be a little bit bigger. It can be a little bit smaller. So you kind of, it's a little bit easier to guess on someone's size if you don't know exactly what size it is. So I think it's great for holiday gifting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one as well. All right, so let's go sew all that up. This is gonna be so quick. I think the hardest part of this will be adding the buttons. And you know, a lot of cardigans don't even have buttons. So if you're like really intimidated about adding buttons or buttonholes, it is a step that you could skip if you so wished. All right, now I've got my facing all on there and I have steamed it towards my facing. So this is my front and it's steamed towards this facing. I'm going to understitch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here. See how here's my seam here? I'm gonna push my seam allowance towards the facing and top stitch down. Now you won't be able to do it all the way up here because it gets kind of bumpy and you don't want to have like a weird bump there. So you're gonna go kind of up, and then when it curves and does all this, you're gonna kind of skip that area and then keep going all the way around the neckline, the back of the neck, and all the way around the front. So let's go understitch that. All right, at the same time that we're understitching, I'm also going to go ahead and grab my sweater and fold it right sides together and sew those side seams, because the understitching is not at the same area as the side seams, so I can go ahead and do that at the same time. Or match up that under armpit area and go all the way down the sleeve and then down the front bodice and front and back bodice on the side seam. Repeat on the other side. Once I'm done sewing that up, I'm gonna go ahead and put in a gathering stitch here and grab my cuffs. Make sure that you're stretching them the right way. Fold them right sides together along. See how you can still stretch them. Don't go on the opposite. And we're going to sew that side seam here to create my cuff. But you'll see that my cuff is going to be smaller than my sweater sleeve. So you want to put in a basting. I'm just going to do a really long straight stitch on my sewing machine here to baste it, so I can gather this to fit my cuff once I go to attach it. Let's go do all that. For understitching, I'm just using a regular straight stitch on my sewing machine and understitching that side. Okay, so when I get here and it gets a little bumpy, I'm just gonna move along. Now lengthening my stitch, I did it to a 5, and I'm gonna put in a basting stitch at the bottom of the sleeve to gather that to fit my cuff. Make sure you leave a long tail for gathering. All right, so we can start here at the sleeve, and we're just gonna pull that basting stitch a little bit to gather our cuff so that it's going to fit into, our sleeve, so that it's gonna fit into our cuff. So I'm just pulling at the basting stitch and kind of gathering that sleeve. Once it's gathered the width of the cuff, then you know you're good to go. Gonna fold that cuff wrong sides together. Just gonna trim this extra serger tails here because they're annoying and get in my way. And then I'm going to fit right sides together, the cuff and my sleeve. Match up where the seams are, and this is gonna be kind of tough to sew with my serger. This is gonna be really thick. So I may go ahead and sew with my sewing machine and do a stretch stitch on my sewing machine, like a zigzag stitch or a triple stitch. That way it might make it a little bit easier to sew through these thick layers, because I've got some thick layers here on my sweater. And I have a Brother sewing machine, just an intro, like a basic model. And so sometimes when it's such thick fabric, it doesn't know like to adjust the tension, and it squishes the fabric real tight. So it might work best if I just do it on my sewing machine. All right, so we're gonna sew those together. Now for the front, we're gonna grab our front area where we did that understitching here. And we're actually going to fold that facing towards the right side of the fabric here. And we're going to stitch this at our seam allowance here. So that way, right sides together, that when we flip it over, that's kind of already stitched on there. So we're gonna do that on each side, both sides. All right, so let's go stitch that and sew on our cuffs. Then we'll come back, turn it right side out, hem the bottom, top stitch the facing, and then we'll just have to add buttons and buttonholes and we'll be done. All right, so I use a triple stitch there just because I like to have, like better movement and not have it so thick with my serger, but I may go finish the edge with my serger, but it still has a good stretch here. All right, I'm gonna finish the raw edge with my serger so that way it's nice and finished, but I know that with doing it on my sewing machine first, I cut all the edges. So now I'm gonna go finish that off. All right, so now we can turn it all right side out. This is gonna be so cozy. Might become my new comfort sweater. And here at the bottom where we made that, where we sewed that up, well, first of all, I'm gonna trim this extra serger tails that I don't need. I think I already trimmed this one. And then I'm gonna flip it right side out, and it gives me this finished look on the outside. So it's all finished nice right there in that corner. Flip that over. Again, a nice finished touch here. Now all I have to do is fold this over and we're gonna top stitch it down. So I'm gonna give it a steam and top stitch it. Your under stitching, you should be able to see it here. Well, not see it, you won't be able to really see it, but it goes right here. I can feel it. I don't see it because it's the same color. Well, because of the thread blending in. But it would be right here. You're gonna steam it and then you're gonna top stitch along the outer edge. I'm gonna top stitch along the whole outer edge, and I'm also going to hem the bottom. And then all we'll have left is our buttons and buttonholes. And that's it. Super easy. So let's go do that. Are you scared of buttonholes? Because I am, especially with this type of fabric, but I'm hoping that the fact that I put some interfacing on there will help me. I'm gonna have to do like a trial run with the buttonholes, not the buttons, the buttonholes, and see what happens. For this right here, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and hem with a triple stitch. I'm just gonna hem on my sewing machine, just because it's sometimes easier hemming on my sewing machine when it's this bulky fabric, because I don't want it to get like bunched up on my cover stitch. When we get here, I'm just gonna go hem and then go up. I'm not gonna go all the way down to the front. Ooh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be so nice. All right, let's go do that. All right, friends, I am done with this beautiful pattern. The sleeves are amazing. The fabric is so cozy. I love how this turned out. The only thing I have not done is the buttons. I am a little scared of buttons, as you all know, especially with this thick of fabric. I feel like I'm worried my machine is just gonna eat it up. But I don't know. You comment and let me know below if you think I should go ahead and add the buttons, or if you think just without the buttons it looks adorable, which I think so too. But you let me know below what you think, and then I'll go from there. It's mosquito landed on my face. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, so you never miss any of my other tutorials. Let me know if there's any free patterns that you're like, I really would love for you to sew this up and show me how it's done. And then make sure you come back and follow me on Instagram as well, as I share a lot of my behind the scenes stuff over there. I'll add all the information for the pattern, the fabric, and my Instagram on the description box below. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to get out of here before the mosquitoes eat me alive, and I'll see you all next time.